So you had 2 television writing credits. One was Sybil. What was the other one?
Caroline in the City.
Okay, great.
Leah Thompson, the mom from Back to the Future.
So how did you land those 2 jobs? That's really interesting.
Well, I knew Bob Meyer was the exec producer on Sybil. That was my first job. And he's great. He's a very, very nice guy. And he let me come in and pitch him. I wanted to sell a script. He let me come in and pitch him ideas. And then if he liked one, he'd pay me to write it. And at the time, the job I had on the show was audience warm-up. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But anytime you go to see a live show, a live show takes anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I worked on Friends. Friends took 8 hours to shoot. Every show is different. And they have a comedian who talks to the audience in between. And I was doing all these shows on the road, hundreds of shows on the road. I wanted to get off the road, and I found this gig. And it's great because you can stay in LA and work. And so I was working on Sybil, and so I came in and pitched Bob Meyer ideas for scripts, for episodes. And I would come in and pitch him something I thought was hysterical. And he'd go, well, David, that's very funny, but that's not our show. And he's such a nice man. He let me pitch again and again. And I kept pitching funny ideas, but they just weren't that show. So I'm thinking, okay, this is the show starring Sybil Shepherd. It's a really good show. Christine Baranski co-starred, won an Emmy. A funny show about a middle-aged woman who's a single mom with a teenage daughter and best friend. And what do I have in common, with a middle-aged menopausal woman? They did stories on that. So I said, what do I have in common? And it was a challenge as a writer to come up with that. And I thought, so finally came in, I pitched, I go, okay, Sybil wakes up one morning, something is giving her grief, her ex-husband, her daughter, something's a problem. She goes to eat some chocolate because that's the comfort food, and finds out she's developed an allergy to chocolate. And Bob goes, there you go. So I found something in common. I found something in common with a middle-aged woman. Just, we love chocolate. And I found that, and that was a big lesson to me. How to find a key into whatever show you're working for. To find something you have in common so you can write it with authority, and so it feels real.
And why not continue with the acting? There was something in it, obviously, that kept you...
Well, I just loved the writing so much. I did a bunch of commercials. You have to go on 50 auditions to get one commercial. And it was fun, and I liked it. But I really liked the writing. And then I started directing, and that was when I was really, really hooked. Because just making that all come to life and working with actors, there's something magical about it. I don't mean to sound... I don't mean to sound sappy or anything, but there really is something amazing about it, because when things are done well, it touches me. When I watch a movie that it works, it just really touches me. There's nothing like it. And so being a part of that process and creating it, once you start creating it and you start to get successful, it's actually pretty humbling, because you're really grateful that things work. It's like Shakespeare in Love. In Shakespeare in Love, the moneylender wants his money back from the guy whose theater it is, and the guy whose theater, because he says, this is all falling apart. He goes, no, it's all going to work out. Show business seems like the road to imminent disaster, but it always turns out well in the end. And he goes, how? And he goes, no one knows. It's a mystery. I mean, that line was so brilliant because it's true. There are thousands of people in this town all around us right now in these zip codes working really hard to make good movies and good TV shows. And when it works, there's no better feeling.
So was there some sense of relief or a feeling of transition in that, you said you didn't want to be on the road anymore. And so now all that pressure of being the front man was off you, and now you could be behind the scenes?
There was that part of it too. It's very gratifying in a different way. Being in front of audiences, doing stand-up comedy, it's very gratifying to get a laugh. Especially if you've got an audience of thousands. That's like a physical wave of sound that hits you, and that's fun. It really, it's a great feeling. But being behind the scenes and creating something is something tangible that's going to last, something that somebody's going to put in their DVD player in 10 years, or stream online in 10 years, or put their virtual reality glasses on, whatever the next thing is. There's just something really satisfying about that, because I love it as an audience member, and I love it as somebody who creates it.